This is just the best lens you can get for a Canon. So I always get a ton of questions about what gear do I use, what lens do I use, which lens should I buy. So in today's video, I'll be breaking down all the gear I use as an automotive photographer and videographer. So starting with the camera bag, this is the Promaster Impulse Large Backpack. I recently have just upgraded to this and it has been great. The main reason that I upgraded to it was just so I could hold the MacBook Pro, which is here. That way whenever I'm going on car shows or traveling, wherever I go, I've always got the MacBook with me so I can edit the photos. And then in this first compartment here, this is just a camera bag, weather seal bag, in case it's, you're out in the rain. So that just stays in the front zip there. And then on the side here, you've got the water bottle holder. So you can put a water bottle there, which is just great because my last camera bag, I don't think could even hold my water bottle. This is where it opens up, and this is where I have the camera body, either a big lens or the printer. It can fit right there, and then I've got my 3 lenses, sometimes 4 because I just did buy another one. Okay, so that's just a little bit about the backpack. Now we'll move on, and basically I'll just fill up the backpack as I would if I was going on a professional shoot or even a car shoot, and I'll show you how all my setup changes depending on different types of events like track days, car shows, private shoots. Before we get into everything that's in my camera bag, what about your camera bag? I'm giving away my camera bag, which I've had since July 2024. This camera bag has been absolutely great. The only thing that I didn't like about it is how it couldn't hold the MacBook Pro, which is the only reason that I upgraded to the Promaster Impulse Large Backpack. So if you're looking for a way to win a free camera bag, all you have to do is comment giveaway in the comment section and you'll have a chance to win my old camera bag. Okay, so for the camera, I'm using the Canon EOS 850D. This camera I've had since 2023 and it's honestly been great. It is a APS-C sensor, so it is all cropped in, and I'll just quickly show you the little APS-C sensor in there. That's the sensor in there, that's what it looks like. Fairly clean, so I try not to take that off as much as I can because I don't want any dust going anywhere near my sensor. I only am just starting out photography, so this works really good, I reckon. And I reckon if you're trying to get into photography or car videography, this is definitely the camera to get just if you're starting off. So let's run through what this camera has. You got the fully articulated screen. You have your battery that goes in here, which obviously is not in there at the moment. And here's where I have the SD card. And while we're at the SD card, I'll just quickly show you guys. Let's put that there. This is the SD card that I use. So it's the 128GB Extreme Pro from SanDisk. I picked this up the same time I got my camera bag. I just think it's extremely good because you get 200 MBs, which is extremely fast, which if you're a photographer, you know how fast you've actually got to shoot. And it also holds 128GB, so I don't always, after one day of shooting, have to clear my SD card. Moving on, these are the lenses. So starting with my main lens, this is my go-to lens, the Canon EOS 24mm f2.8. If you're getting into automotive photography, I highly recommend this lens. This is just the best lens you can get for a Canon EF system. It's only $279, so I highly recommend that. And I just usually would put that right there. It goes in the first zip. And might as well put my camera in. So the camera I usually just put here. Then you have my second go-to lens for photography and also for nighttime shooting is the Canon 50mm f1.8. This was the first lens that I actually bought and I absolutely love it. The only reason I upgraded to the 24mm is because the wide angle, where this is very zoomed in, it would usually go here. And then I've recently upgraded to the Canon 55 250mm lens. So the reason I bought this was only for the track day, and also, if you need to go on a car show shoot and you can't get up close to any of the expensive vehicles, anything like that. It was $200 secondhand from Gumtree. So, secondhand gear, you can use a lot with it. And also the Canon 50mm was also $200 brand new. So these are fairly cheap lenses, and you know, they do great results. You've seen all my content over YouTube with all these lenses and cameras, so you can see what you can do. And then there's the kit lens, which I really do not use at all, but I always just keep it here because you never know when you will use it. I just slide it in there. Oh, that just came off. And then over here I have my business cards, which you've probably seen me give out to a lot of people. So these are my business cards, and I just slide these back here as well because I don't use them as much as my gear. So they sit there. Then you've got my batteries. I've got 2 Canon camera batteries for my camera. The reason I bought 2 was just because one was not enough when doing a shoot. So that just goes in here. And then I've also got 2 GoPro batteries. One I'm using right now to film this. This is just the standard GoPro it came with. And I also bought the other GoPro battery, which is white, which gives you a bit more, I think it's called the endurance battery. And it gives you a little bit more time in filming, which I definitely need. And I think I'm gonna have to upgrade to another battery as well. Then back here is where I'll show you the printer. So this is the printer that I use for my printing jobs you'd be seeing. This is the Canon Selfie CP1500. Absolutely loving this printer. It's so small and it does just the right amount of prints, you know, right size and all, and yeah. So if I was going to a car show, let's say not a track day, or maybe a track day, because I went to a track day the other weekend and bring this with me, but if I wasn't going to take the big lens, then I would definitely put this here, because like look at that, it just fits in perfectly. You know, it is a little bit loose, but that's just because I've adjusted a tiny bit. But that's where I would put that if I was going to take my printer. And if I was also like, I'd have to take the rest if I was going to take the printer. So I'll just, basically what I would do is just put these all here, all these batteries, because I have 2 of them, which kind of was a mistake. I only meant to get 1. But anyway, so if I was going to use the printer, I would like set it up like this, and then I'd put my Skittles in here, plastic bags, that way I can send them all the photos and everything. But we're gonna just say for today that I'm not going to a track event, to a printing event, sorry, and we're gonna put that aside. But I just thought I'd show you guys all my gear, because that's what this video is about. And okay, so here's all my filters. So in here is just a pack of ND filters, and usually I'll just put them here because I'm not going to use them, and same with all these except for this one. This is my HGX Prime from Promaster 52 variable ND filter, 1.3 to 8 stops, and the reason I got that was just for my videoing, so I bought that, which just I would put here. Then I've also got HGX Prime UV filter on my 50mm, and also on my 55 to 250, which we can put in here. And since everything's already on the cameras, so I don't have anything in these filters. And then I've got all my CPL filters for all my lenses that are in here, and everything's from Promaster. Promaster's a really good brand, so I highly recommend going to them. And then some of my cleaning gear, I would just put the cleaning gear with the batteries, because sometimes also put it in here just when it's, you know, more accessible, or down here. Because when you're on a shoot, you don't really care about neat, you're just trying to have everything set up and ready to go. And then this is just my camera strap, which I use for all my rollers. And it's also from Promaster, so I recommend getting that as well. And then basically that holds all my gear. It's great, like you can see there's still room. And also with the last 2 things that I'd take, this is my SD card reader that holds, you know, USBs, SD cards, that plugs into the Mac so you can use it. So basically once I get to this point, that's basically how I would set it up. Sometimes it would be different because working out a spot for these filters isn't easy, because the minute I put this up, sometimes these will fly down here, sometimes they won't, so still am working out where to put the filters at the moment. But this is basically what my camera bag looks like when it's set up, and then I just zip it up, turn it over to the front, and this is where I would put the MacBook. So the MacBook just slides right in here, easy as. Then I have the reader, just take that with me at all times, which I should have done that the opposite way. I just put this here under these, got some zips here for this, and then I take that, slide that in there, and then boom, that's basically the camera bag set up, which, like, that just holds everything. There's literally nothing left on this table other than the printer, but you know, that would vary depending on the situation. But and this is just left for my GoPro. This is how I film my vertical shorts. You just got to get this from the, I think it's the grab pack it all comes with. So, but that just goes there. And this is also my drone that I use. So this is the DJI Mavic Mini. I got secondhand for $200, and this drone's absolutely been great. This camera isn't the best, okay, but it does do 2.7K at 24 frames per second or 30 frames per second. It's also a 12 megapixel camera, which is not nearly the best, but you've seen the footage that I do and you wouldn't even notice it. For the price I got this for, I'm not complaining. You know, it's only 249 grams. It's awesome. It just folds down into the tiniest drone. It came with this case, which is extremely helpful. I just put it there. Also got from Newer some ND filters for the drone, because you know, you've always got to use those too. CPL filter as well there. And here's the remote. It's fairly standard, it folds out, and then you just put these on here, and then you put your phone here, and then you have, you know, your flying controls, and then that folds down as well. So you can see it's just such a compact drone. A few cords in here to plug into all types of different phones. And here's the battery pack it comes with, so I just charge all my batteries at once with this battery pack. And yeah, that's basically it. So that's basically all the gear I use. You know, you can see this camera bag has really been a good camera bag, and if you're looking to upgrade, I reckon this is the camera bag to go with, but there are plenty of options out there. So thank you for watching.